What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another Friday night. This is the Comic Book Invest CBSI Hot 10 list for May 14th, 2021. All right. One of the most asked about guest hosts in the last couple of weeks has been JP from JPs Budget Collecting on YouTube. So everybody, we got JP in the house. So I hope you guys enjoyed this week. We also got the one and only Ben S., the writer of the list that you can find every week at comicbookinvest.com. And of course, the Mighty Mel V from Drunken Chat. So Mel, what's going on in Drunken Chat tonight?
We got a lot going on. I'm doing a super giveaway. I don't feel like doing 4 different giveaways, so I'm doing one big awesome giveaway.
Ooh.
Bitterroot number 1.
Ooh.
Hold on. Let me do you a little bit of justice at least, right? I mean, like,
I was gonna say I can't see him.
Yeah.
There we go.
Courtesy of Steve Horn and my brother comics. The 1 in 10 Black Panther Marvel action. I think it's 5.
That's sweet.
The book on one of the books on the list tonight. Bitterroot number 1. Also, we talked about this last week. America Chavez number 3, as well as first appearance of Starface Man, a book I've been talking about for a long time. Cover. I found a box of these, so if anybody needs some, cover A and cover B. One lucky winner will win all of these gifts, and I will ship them out before CGC ships your books back.
Well, thank you. I want to say thank you to everybody that's joining us live for the start of the show. We appreciate you guys. But listen, the man of the hour tonight is JP. JP in the house.
What's going on?
JP, listen, you got to tell everybody about your website, JP's Budget Collecting. How'd you start your YouTube channel, and what do you do on your YouTube channel?
I started my YouTube channel because I was bored. And I basically, I got out of collecting for 15 years, probably. I hadn't done anything. And then in 2018, craziest thing, my sister moved and literally moved like a block from a comic book store. I went into a comic book store for the first time in 15 years. And instantly I was hooked again.
Yep.
I mean, it literally took me going in and buying like 3 comics in a trade, and it was over. And I was back. I was back. Look, I had to hunt down a shop near me. I had to do all this kind of stuff. Well, then I started finding comic YouTube. And I found Reggie and Tom and Bueller and all of these guys. And I started and it took me almost a year to go from just sitting in the chat and never commenting to starting to comment and be a part of conversations and that kind of stuff. And I was like, okay, I want to actually interact with people. So that was where the channel came from. And it was just an excuse to actually be a part of this community, the YouTube comic community, and get to know people. And that's really the only reason I started the channel. But the thing that I'm probably known for is that I look at this list that you guys are talking about 6 months from now, as I go and see okay, how'd the books do? Look at the Hot 10 list 6 months later. How are they doing? What's going on with them? And I started doing that because it was completely selfish for me, because I was chasing books that I shouldn't have been chasing, that I didn't really want to collect. And I was like, all right, I need to understand what's going on with them. And if anybody knows, in real life, I do research for a living. That's what I do. Science, research, numbers, understanding what's happening. That's just how my brain functions. So this was really just about, okay, this is the kind of stuff I do anyway, and I enjoy doing. So I just started doing it with comics.
Well, I remember the first time somebody said that you were, doing these videos, and I went, "That is freaking genius." and why didn't we think of it? Right?
I'm to this day, I'm stunned that it didn't get that other people didn't do it first, or that it didn't just immediately get stolen and 5 other people were doing it immediately, because it took. I've been doing it for over 2 years now. It took a long time for people to really find it and start watching it. I used to get for a long time, a couple hundred views on it was a ton, and now it gets 2,000 views a week.
Nice.
It's
the struggle of a YouTuber, right?
When I first saw it, who this dude talking shit about this top 10? I said, wait a minute, this is fucking fantastic. Wait a minute. Great.
I have a lot of fun with it. At times, it gets a little monotonous. I felt like I'd say the same thing every week a lot of times about certain types of books. But
so do we.
I'm sure Ben feels the same way. Yeah. When he's like, not another one of these. I gotta write something about.
Well,
but
I want to remind everybody that's watching. We have 83 live listeners right now. Please go over to JP's channel.
Yes.
And do me a favor. Not only subscribe to his channel, subscribe to our channel, and do it just like this. Just hit that red subscribe button, hit that bell, hit all, so you're notified when anytime a video gets dropped from JP, from us, from anybody in this YouTube comic community. Let's keep this thing going, and let's get into the list. Here we go. All right. For the Golden Age book of the week, we got a fun one. This is a crazy cover. When we were backstage and me and JP were going through the books at first, he saw this. He goes, "Ooh, that's a crazy cover." Space Adventures number 12. Ben, what's going on with this?
So if you know anything about pre-code stuff or anything like that, you know that this is an old Ditko cover. And it's pretty much a classic cover, classic sci-fi, alien type thing. It is crazy, but it is a gorgeous cover. But I'm actually surprised it's not worth more than it is. I think I saw like a 2.0 or something like that sold for like $600 or something like that, which seems really reasonable to me. For this kind of a classic cover, you think of all the other ones that are out there. 2.0 on most of those books is going to run you $2,000. So, but an 8.5 copy sold this week, which I don't know how in the world you get an 8.5, but it's not even the highest. The mile high copy is like a 9.4, and there's a couple other ones that are in the 9s, which I don't know how you do that. But an 8.5 copy sold for $7,200, which just 2 years ago, that 8.5 sold for that same 8.5 sold for $4,000. So it's almost doubled in 2 years. But.
Well, the amazing thing, you brought up the Mile High collection, and I wanna talk about these older books and these pedigree collections, because last night we debuted a new show over here on Tales from the Flipside called Old School Comics. And it was really cool because we got to talk about a new collection that is coming forth to the public through Heritage and CGC. They're grading something like 5,000 books from this new pedigree called The Promise.
Oh my gosh, those books are ridiculous.
Yeah. And it's called The Promise Collection, and we're going to talk about it a lot on this channel. It's absolutely amazing. The books are fire, but more than that, the story is beyond belief. It's called The Promise Collection because Korean War happens. 2 brothers go to war, one to look after the other. The older brother dies. Before they went to war, they made a deal. The older brother told the younger brother, if I die in the war, you take care of my funny books. And so the brother took care of his funny books, and they are some of the most beautiful books from I think they said 43 to 50. 5,000 books. Look how beautiful these are. There's a 9.8 First Riddler. That's a 9.6 Contact Comics. LB Cole. Just look how the colors of it. Absolutely amazing. One of the most amazing stories I've ever heard of, yet alone amazing stories in comics. So you guys are going to be hearing a lot about this, but make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and check out the new show, Old School Comics. Shout out to DS Comics and Dino and Matt Nelson and Brian Wiedemann from Heritage Comics.
These dudes are time travelers. I'm telling you. They go back in time and get
Forget the time travel. I've graded books from 2 weeks ago, and they go back to 9.4. I mean, come on. What are you talking about?
Yeah. So absolutely amazing. But another reason why we need to talk more about these older books. So just a great reason.
If she's getting her hair done, and if she turns around, she's screwed, by the way.
That's the first thing I thought. Is she getting her hair done, or is she in a spacesuit?
I thought she like rollers in her head, and because she's sitting on that thing to do her hair. So I thought.
Yeah.
JP, you're on mute, brother.
Anyway, she's screwed.
Yeah, pretty much. But
let me see here. I might have. There we go. Yeah, dude, that's a crazy cover. Absolutely bonkers. So, what did this sell for recently?
that 8.5 sold for $7,200 this week.
$7,200 for an 8.5.
Yeah,
man. Well, you can find one of these, or you can go find one of those Promise Collection books. Either way, it's going to start setting you back a ton of money. And yeah, keep your eye on the golden age. Old school comics in general. The second honorable mention this week is going to be a great conversation because we haven't talked about this on the show yet, but this is Amazing Spider-Man number 601. The J. Scott Campbell cover that everybody that's a comic fan loves, and now it's like this big issue. But I know, you know, when we talked about it backstage and a couple of the shows, the sentiment is like, why even give, you know, why, J. Scott Campbell, why even give, you know, them these people that are crying like this any credit or, you know, say anything. But I'll be honest, I'm loving what he did.
Yeah, he freaked it.
Yeah, he oh man, great new art. The stuff he's doing with that Black Cat cover and all the new art that's coming in, genius. So I'm loving how he flipped it.
The bad thing about it is it's gonna be like 45 different colors with different color schemes with different shirts to be sold on this website. That's the only bad thing about it. But I love the way how he flipped it.
Yeah. I'm glad he did. To be honest, I'm glad he did. Honestly, I liked how he was like, okay, fine, you know, let me show you the actual, show you the actual composition and the actual physics behind it, and you know, basically, screw you, dude. You'd have no idea what you're talking about. I'm glad he did that because I think we're all super critical generally. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool. I didn't really think that this book would ever be like super popular again. So it's sold for 14,000.
Wow.
14,000 is what the sketch
his version of the fix.
Yeah.
What do you think about all that, JP?
You know, I think it takes a lot of cojones to criticize any kind of artist and say that you fix it. Like, just the arrogance to, like there's artists whose style I don't like. I just don't buy their stuff. It's not that their art is wrong. I just don't particularly like it. Like, because everyone has their own taste.
Amen.
Like, but it never made any sense to me. And like he pointed out, like everybody said, oh, she doesn't have a waist. Well, her arms are in front of you. You can't, like, it's there. It's, you know, and I love that he went through and like actually showed how like you would draw the figure and the blocks and the, you know, the dimensions, and that he actually, like, he knows what he's doing and you don't. Now you might not like his style. Okay, it's a comic book. It's exaggerated art. Every character is exaggerated, like just about in comic books. And I just think the whole thing was dumb. I thought he did a really cool job of, like, you know, turning it around, demonstrating that what was really going on in this image. And then the fun thing that I really think that he did was the whole homage with 607 cover with the Black Cat cover. That, like, the art, I've just been following all the art on Instagram, like, that people have been posting, and it's just been fantastic.
Yeah, I think this is the best part about it, seeing this stuff. I mean, look how great this art is. Yeah. Absolutely amazing.
I mean, people have just had a whole lot of fun with it.
Look at who is this? This right here, I don't even know who is this, but this right here is
fire.
Yeah, absolutely gorgeous. This is I can't really tell what it is. It's something James Bowers, maybe?
Yeah, I know. I haven't seen
James Bowers. That James Bowers. I know James Bowers, and it's not that James Bowers though. But Agnes Garbowska. So yeah, just great, covers that people are doing their version. Look at that. That is absolutely amazing. The pinup Bible.
Yeah.
So good stuff.
That one's already. What did that say? That one what?
Like, she already took the center of attention away from me or something. Yeah. The Mary Jane one said, yeah.
I mean, look how good these are.
Yo, that's crazy.
Look at this one coming up. Watch this. I'll show you this one.
That was fire.
Look at that.
That's fire.
Yeah.
That is, and I'm not a fan of that type of comic art, but that is awesome.
Yeah, that's pure anime right there, man.
Yeah.
And I was on nearing
another angle.
Nearing Nirvana. It's 4 females on it, and they didn't mind. They didn't mind it at all. They didn't mind the Campbell art at all.
Yeah, so, shout out to Nearing Nirvana. Make sure you guys go check out their YouTube page, and also follow them Tuesday nights on Tales from Flipside as the Comic Book Women. They're going to have some new segments coming up this week that they're trying out that look to be pretty damn cool. So make sure you check them out. Good stuff. I love seeing all the different types, styles, whatever. They're absolutely amazing. So way to flip it on them, JSC.
Whoa, was that a graham cracker? Go back. What is that?
No, it's leather. You said that was leather.
It's leather, yeah. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. But yeah, way to go, Jeff Scott Campbell, for flipping it on them. Absolutely amazing. Really cool. So but you saw the prices on this thing. I mean, the prices on this thing are he a little bit of life was breathed into this, right? So 9.8 sold this week in the 325 to 400 range, you said?
Yeah, which is definitely higher than what it was. I mean, it was always about a 250, two and a quarter, 9.8. It was pretty consistent.
Yeah, I was gonna say it had been like a 200, 250 forever.
Yeah, well, yeah, raws. I mean, it's basically been a $50 raw for as long as I can possibly remember. And I mean, now, you saw some. Now it's like I saw some 150 sales in there. Yeah. I mean, honestly, though, I think it's good. I think a lot of times we forget about these great covers and we kind of take them for granted, and the price kind of stagnates and basically just sits there for a long time. And I think the same thing could be said about Tech 880. I mean, it's not really. It basically kind of dropped and has never really come back that much. So it might be something to buy.
Yep. Yeah. Just wait. All right. Before we get into the top 10 this week, I'm going to remind everybody to go check out comicbarricade.com. No more slipping, sliding, warp spines, or slab scuffs. Not only do they have them for regular books, they have them for large magazine size, your slabs, and also the Card Stopper at thecardstopper.com. Same thing for trading cards. Make sure you guys use the code word Flipside to get 10% off at comicbarricade.com. All right, here we go into the top 10 this week, and at number 10, Avengers Academy number 1. What's going on here?
I'm assuming that somebody out there is I honestly, let me first preface this with a lot of times these books spike. I don't know why they're going up, because I don't have time to research every single person's page or comments or videos or anything like that. But this is selling for like $60 to $70 because it's got a few first appearances in it. But the first appearances in this are hazmat and metal, and there's a couple other ones, and I'm like,
is this a dinosaur kid?
I don't know. Does anybody know who any of these characters are? Or care who these characters are to spend $70 on this?
I know about the dinosaur kid. You know what I'm saying about him.
Well, I got to give a big shout out to the Modern Spec crew, because I think this is one of the books they may have talked about. But, if it wasn't on the show, I know I heard about it over there. I think at this point in time, anybody is looking for books that have first appearances in them, especially multiple first appearances of young kids. The sad thing isn't some of these characters like dead or something like that?
I think at the end of this series, I think they died. I mean, it's like, what? I'm so confused.
It's a Marvel first appearance. People are spending stupid money on it. I mean, I think that's just the rule at the moment.
Hey,
It's got a first
listen.
appearance in it. I'm going to spend $50.
Yep.
Hey, if you guys can go out and find it for $5-10 and flip it, good for you. There ain't no way I'm spending $60 on this book, but
Well, I think at one point in time, this book was, buyable at, a couple $5, $10, right? So, and now it's going crazy because unfortunately, yeah, there's that fine line that you have to play between talking about a book that has potential and not talking about a book that has potential on in this community, right?
I just got a message. Shout out to Thanos. Said the girl in black and white is Taskmaster's daughter.
Bada boom, bada bing, and let's take a look at what these are selling for. Here we go. There you go, Ben. $99 for two of them. Not bad.
I don't know. I don't
$4 May 13th.
Somebody snuck one in there.
I don't fault the guys for bringing books up, and I don't fault people for like, oh yeah, because honestly, any book that we talk about that nobody knows about, is good. Once you start getting eyes on a book, regardless of whether it's merited or not, if you start getting eyes on a book, it's going to go up in price. So I don't fault them. I don't fault the fact that it's going up. I'm just trying to figure it out. It doesn't make any sense. The price like if it went up to $25-$30, okay, whatever, I get it.
Yeah.
But like $70, $60-$70, it just seems weird to me. But maybe I'm the old dinosaur kid. I'm a dinosaur, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, we're all getting there right now, right? So it's getting to be that time in my life too that I'm telling people to get off my lawn. All right. Listen, one artist that I've been talking about the last couple months that I just feel like is just waiting for these new money people to find out about him is Adam Hughes. And one of my favorite all-time Adam Hughes covers is on the list this week. Zatanna 16 is at number 9. Great cover.
Oh yeah.
Love that cover.
Similar to ASM 601, great covers never die, and they especially on moderns. And this is another one that I think people probably, I don't want to say people forgot about, but I would say that it probably just was kind of put on the back burner. But I think these type of books that have these modern iconic covers, I would buy them at any time for long-term holds. I don't know what the push is on this all of a sudden though. It's $250 raw.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I hadn't looked for a while, but last I looked, I thought this was still like $80 to $100 raw.
Yeah.
Which was a lot of money when it hit 80s for $100 raw. I remember this book being like crazy for a while at $80 to $100.
Yeah, back in March, a 9.8 sold for $450, which was high. But now, if raws are selling for $250, 9.8s should, in theory, be like $700. So,
and wait till she appears on screen. Wait till they cast the actress.
That whole run, that whole Adam Hughes run, or this whole run. There's some really good other artist covers in that run. There's some Bolin covers, right? Some absolutely gorgeous variants in that run. Regular covers in that run, if I remember correctly. But I'm waiting for Adam Hughes to people to find out about him. And some of those covers I saw somebody talking about the Black Cat 51 the other day about how it's rising now. People are starting to realize about that book again. Cycle.
Even his new Black Cat run starting to go up slowly but surely.
Yeah. 182 live viewers right now. I want to say thank you to everybody that's hanging out with us. We got JP from JP's Budget Collecting in the house. Make sure you guys go over to his YouTube channel and sub.
Definitely.
He's does some great stuff over there. If you guys have never seen his channel, he is like super smart and thought about it before anybody else. And he reviews all the hot 10 lists about 6 months out and has some amazing data on that stuff. So make sure you guys go watch his channel. It's a lot of fun. All right, let's get into number 8 this week. This one is kind of weird to me. It's not a great cover to me. I get it. Second printing. I get all that. This is Beta Ray Bill number 1.
It's ugly.
Yeah, the second print Ryan Stegman 1 in 25 variant. $50 to $60 right now. Is that what you're saying, Ben?
Yep, and the only difference, I mean, there's I think it was the B or C cover or something, was this cover in color on the first print. So all they did was basically just wash it with gold, which I think is actually pretty cool. Just having the all gold and black and gold cover. But yeah, I think his tongue is like venomish.
Yeah.
But I think I don't hate the cover, to be honest.
Stegman's getting the Ramita pen, right? Every Ramita sketch now or drawing looks like Kick-Ass, right?
Yeah.
So now right? This is Stegman, am I right?
Oh yeah, because there's his little Stegosaurus signature.
Yeah, so Stegman has been drawing Venom a little bit too long.
It does. It's like Venom Bill.
Hey, maybe that's what the appeal is. I don't know.
Well, that probably is. If people thought it was Venom Bill, then yeah, they would be all over it. So it'd be worth twice.
Yeah. Some type of secret variant. It's crazy these 1 in 25s on the second printings.
I don't like that. I always hated it. I don't like it, but
I know that. Hey, I know there's a bunch of people that hate it. I mean, I hear
part
it all
of the game now. It's part of the game.
I hear it all the time, and honestly, I'd like to see him do a 1 in 100 on the second prints.
Oh man,
make it so rare. I want these books rare. I want these books to have print runs of like less than like 200.
Yeah, but you know what's gonna happen? The first print's gonna be rare than the second print. It's already happened.
Well, who cares? You just want rare. I just want things that nobody else has.
Right. So the first prints will be how it's supposed to be. First prints will be worth more than the second print. That's how it's supposed to be.
Well, I mean, maybe the people just start ordering the second prints, and maybe Marvel or DC should start allocating first prints, making the first prints like really hard to get, and then just giving everybody second prints.
It's coming to that.
I'd do it.
Well, there are some people in here that are taking, your view on that, Ben, that they like this cover too. So, a lot of people saying they like it.
Yeah, I don't hate the cover at all, but I like Stegman too. So I guess
I'm a big Stegman fan, but there's something about that one I didn't like the one in color either. So I didn't like that version in color either. So, and
Stegman has been blowing me away on some of his art sales recently. I've been looking at just original art sales lately, and we talked about this on Flipside a couple weeks ago. But man, some of his original art stuff is selling for ridiculous numbers, and that's just another rabbit hole. So make sure you guys check that out. All right, on to number 7 this week. We got Mighty Avengers number 1, and there are so many covers to this book. This is the 2013 run. Ben writes a 9.8 sold this year for $72. Now they're selling for $300 to $350.
What?
Yeah.
What's the key here?
First Spectrum.
Spectrum. The first time she's Spectrum. Okay.
Yep.
There's funny thing about this book, right? It's double printed, so I don't know if they announced the numbers for some reason. It got printed twice. So let's say if they say the run was 50,000, it's really like 100,000.
I mean, I've seen this book. I can't think how many times I've seen that book.
But the fun thing about it, the 1 in 20, I think it's the 1 in 50. All the incentives didn't get bumped up.
Okay.
So
they're actually more rare.
Oh, absolutely.
Ratio.
I like this. I like this one. This retailer color fade.
Yeah, that was like there was a Deadpool party variant. I like the Lego variant.
There's this one.
I like the Scotty Young.
Yeah, the Scotty Young one is nice. I'm starting to like Scotty Young more and more,
Yes.
and I hate myself
I am
for
too.
it.
I am too. I don't know why. I hated him for so long, and
Well,
now
I never hated Scotty Young. I just didn't like his baby art. I've always thought Scotty Young was cool as hell because he was one of the very first comic podcasters. Not a lot of people know this, but he was doing comic podcasting back in the early 2000s before he got big. And he is a really cool dude. But the baby art was just, there was so much of it for such a short period of time. But I'm falling in love with it now. It's crazy.
Yeah, I had the same, honestly, for a while when I got back into comics. I had the same like feeling towards Darwin Cook. I'm like, I don't really like that art. And then all of a sudden, like the more I looked at it, I'm like, man, I really like that. And I'm kind of the same with Scotty Young. And I think I love the tongue in cheek quotes that he has on there.
Yeah.
They're so witty and stuff. I think it's cool.
I think my favorite one that I still haven't gotten yet is the Morbius one where he's got the bottle, the baby bottle with the blood in it.
Yo, I'm telling you, that's gonna hit.
Yeah,
that's gonna hit, bro. That's gonna
hit. Yeah, but this Avengers, Mighty Avengers #1 is selling. I remember hearing about this book many times in our community, whether it's Drunken Chat, CBSI, talking about it on Flipside. I remember Nico was really big on this book back in, he was specking on this.
I had it on the prospect list, but nobody voted.
Hey, it's there now. Yeah.
Is this the hey, I'm using the bathroom cover because it looks like he's really struggling. Yeah, he's really struggling on that one.
Shout out to my man Jim City Assassins too. He found a stack of these joints, like $2 a piece, and he had the sense of to buy these way back. So what is the variant going for? $99. Whoa.
Yeah, $99. Best offer. 31 with 31 bids with 13 bids. So it's selling. All the copies are selling 30, 55.
See what that 1 to 50 hitting for.
Well, let's see what we got. We got there's one of the Deadpool ones. There's a 9.8 that best offer. It had it up to 369, but yeah, it's selling. That's for sure. This is all the way back to May 12th.
That's only a day ago.
Yeah.
I mean, you just keep scrolling. It's like, oh, I've only gone back like a day.
Well, there's your Scotty Young cover, but yeah, $30. It's about $30. So I mean,
and no listings for the variant.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Very interesting. And it's a good cover. It's a really good cover. I like it. I like the fading cover though. All right, now this is a cover I like, and this is a cover I don't like. G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero from IDW, number 281, the retailer incentive variant. Is that right? First appearance of Sherlock, selling for 40 plus. Ben is saying, but look at Scarlett's face.
And I don't mean to dog. Where the booty at?
Yeah, I don't mean to dog any artist, but I'm not even gonna. I don't even know who this is, so I'm not even gonna look it up. But
it's Casey Maloney.
Oh boy, you shouldn't have done that. Casey Maloney, I'm sure you kill it 90% of the time, but that Scarlet face, either your colorist, maybe, I don't know, man. I shouldn't be talking. I'm not an artist, but I'm not a fan of this, and I usually love any freaking cover with Snake Eyes or Scarlet on it. So, but hey, it's number 6 this week. I know everybody drinks for every time we hate on a book around here. But hey, it is number 6 and it's selling. So a new hot character love in G.I. Joe spec. I'm all for it. G.I. Joe spec right now seems to be really catching up. It seems like it took a while. I expected it to jump, quicker, but we're seeing a lot of movement on a lot of key books like Zartan and Duke and Dreadnoks and all kinds of those secondary characters.
Yeah, I mean, I mentioned the A cover. The new character is on the cover of the A cover. So I would tend to think that is probably the one long. If that Sherlock character is anything, I would tend to think that that's going to be the book to have long term, and it's probably a cheaper buy-in right now. But
here you guys.
I was asked about this. They were like, "Oh, Mel, what do you think about this book?" I was like, "Nah, it's G.I. Joe." Like, but then I was like, "Hold up, it's a female. It's an African American black female."
Yeah,
Then
I don't. There's
there
not
are
very many of those in GI Joe.
there are none
No.
in GI
None?
Joe. She's the
Yeah,
first
you're
black
right.
female in GI Joe. I
You
was
are
like,
very
"Hold
right. I
fuck
can't
up.
think of any. Yeah,
I would like to have one."
yeah, yeah.
So-
Oh yeah,
For
man.
For that fact alone, I'm going cover it.
Yeah,
definitely be going for the one that she's on the cover.
Yeah. And that's what I like that's kind of fucked up because she's
crazy.
the only black female.
That's
on
crazy,
that show.
bro. That is crazy. That's shitty. Well, good for them.
Mhm.
Good for creating Sherlock. Who created her? Let's see here. Was it Larry Hama? Larry Hama doing it again. Yeah, I forgot that he was writing this book again. That's me being terrible GI Joe fan. Shout out to Larry Hama. Very cool. So GI Joe, Real American Hero 281. Grab the Sherlock cover, but the retailer incentive cover is also selling.
Yeah, I don't want to pay 20 for it.
Yeah.
Mel, you paid $20 just doing this before.
Yeah, I did. I put a
200 live listeners. Thank you guys for joining us. Please hit that red subscribe button if you haven't already, and hit that bell. Hit the bell for all notifications, so you guys get notified anytime we drop a new show. I want to shout out everybody on the Tales from the Flipside channel, just doing really cool stuff. A lot of great content creators over there. So make sure you guys go check it out. Check out the Comic Book Women. Check out the Wednesday Night Presser with Ultra Maximus.
Yes, sir.
Check out the Modern Playbook crew, and hang out with us old school Flipside guys on Monday nights, every Monday night. So thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Let's get on to number 5. Now, this is the weird one of the week for me. Number 5, we've got Hank Howard, Pizza Detective, and Caligula's Safe, number 1. Yeah.
Okay, what is this? Like, does anybody actually know?
Well, it's the new Bad Idea book.
Yep.
And
okay.
yeah, so it's pretty much, that it's just the weekly thing now, and at some point it's gonna stop, right? I mean, nobody's gonna be paying 15 times, 10 times cover, every single book. But this one's only got $1 cover price, so there should have been more out there, and I'm assuming that there are a bunch out there. To be honest, I wouldn't have even looked for this because I would have not known anything about it. But yeah, $1 cover price. It is selling for 15 to 20, so that's quite a bit of quite a bit higher than the quite a bit of upside for $1 buy-in.
This has HBO Max.
Yes.
Series all over it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is this a one shot or is it a series? Do you know? Limited series.
I was gonna say it's either a one shot or a limited.
No, limited sales. I don't know. Yeah. Well, very interesting. It's selling for sure. $15, $20.
Yeah.
I still can't find ENAC.
Really?
Well, which one?
Anyone?
Do you want them?
I would like to read it.
I've got. I'll send you if I can actually get a time to send you something. I still owe Brian a book too that I still have not sent him. A Darkwing Dog book that I've got sitting here on my desk that I told him I'd send him like 5 months ago. But I've got ENIAC 1, the second print, and then I've got a first print of the second number 2. I'll send it to you.
I seen I did get a Whalesville. I didn't read that yet.
Did you check out the art?
I haven't even opened, to be honest with you.
It's pretty dope.
So
it's pretty dope. But hey, it's Bad Idea doing their thing. They're still selling books, and they're still selling on the secondary market right after coming out.
Now, has anybody who actually bought this, is this still the same super high quality paper that was on like ENIAC and those other books? I mean, they're only charging $1 for it.
We'll see. So far, Bad Idea is not the only thing we had was Hero Trade, but yeah, that's made the 6 months. But so far, they have not crashed. So we'll see.
I just don't know if they went all, because I knew when that Dinesh interview was when he was talking about how much it cost on the paper, because those are super high quality. I don't think they could make any money if they were selling this for $1. If they were using that super, I mean, it just seems like they would basically be losing money on that, right?
Yeah, for $1. Yeah, if it's that same paper quality and that as ENIAC, yeah, 100%.
Yeah, because those books were like, I mean, they're almost like plastic. I mean, it felt like you could try and tear the page and it wouldn't even do anything.
Dinesh got money long as train smoke. He ain't worried about this.
Oh man, love Dinesh. Shout out to Dinesh and Bad Idea.
Yeah, so it looks like in the comments they're saying, yeah, the paper quality is super high.
Well, then big shout out to Dinesh again. If they're keeping that paper quality across all books, no matter what the price, yeah. Hell yeah, good on them. Very good on them. Number 5, it's on the list. Every time a Bad Idea book pops, it usually shows up on the list. So that's a good thing so far. All right, on to number 4, and one of the books had to be on here this week. Like it's either we got to have one Something Is Killing Children or one Department of Truth. It's got to have one or the other.
Requirement.
It's a requirement right now, and James Tynion is just destroying everything. He put out that House on the Lake book through DC this week. Shout out to Wanted Comics, who had a dope John Gallagher cover. But you know, Tynion is everywhere. He's like Snyder was back when Snyder first popped. He was like Donny Cates. I feel like that's kind of what Tynion's going through right now with everything he's doing. But this is a weird one because this one actually was tough to find good images of on the net. I couldn't find very good images of it because there weren't very many images of this book. This is Department of Truth, #1, the 5th print secret variant with Lee Harvey Oswald and the red coloring. $75 to $100 raw.
Wow.
Yeah, I haven't heard too many people be able to find this. I did hear it's really funny. I did talk to Van Denby, and I think he actually found it on a shelf and took it up to the front, and the store he was going to get it from took it away from him and said, "Oh no, that's for somebody. That's for somebody's pull box or something like that." Yeah.
Pull my nuts, make it out of here. Man.
Well, he's gonna put it on the shelf because that was fun.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy. Everybody was telling me about this. No, look for this book. I said, well, how's it different from the other one? It's like it's got a red Lee. I was like, you know what? I can't. I'm too old. My eyes ain't that good. I
don't know who Lee Harvey Oswald looks like. I don't know what he looks like.
I'm like, nah, I'm not doing all that. No. Can't do it. You got it.
Well, it's feels like this is a train right now that, you know, people
it's a great series. You know, the only reason I started reading is because I did the Mel cast, and I'm loving the series. So
yeah. Well, if you guys can find one of these, if you can find one of these, grab one. I want to give a quick shout out before we get on to number 3. Shout out to Peter Renna, Flipside family member. Make sure you guys go over to his site, Renavision on YouTube. He just broke the 500 sub barrier. They had a cool giveaway they got going on. They're on the march to 1,000. So let's give him a little bit of help over there on Renavision. And he's got amazing videos over there. He does great action figure videos, great Star Wars videos. He does great things with CBSI. So make sure you guys check out Peter Renna and Renavision on YouTube. Give him a sub. All right, on to number 3. It was on the list last week. I think we talked a little bit last week.
Was it on the list last week?
Was it on the list last week?
No, last week.
No, I know what it was on. Was it on?
Yeah, Spec 10.
It was on the Spec 10. Prospect list. Yeah, it was on the Prospect 10 list. That's what it was. I apologize.
Brian's got so many lists going through his head.
Listen, it's hard to be a professional podcaster, let me tell you. JP knows. Marvel Team Up number 14. This was talked about on the Prospect 10. This is a book that I absolutely love. I picked this book up when it came out because I remember seeing, you know, Invincible in a Marvel book, and I was a big fan of Battle Pope and Robert Kirkman, and I was a big fan of Invincible. And I remember picking this up off the shelf just because I was like, oh, that's cool seeing Invincible in Marvel. I don't know where I put it. I know I have one somewhere, but It's time now to find one because they're selling for a decent little tick. You say up from 50 to 60 to 100 to 125 raw.
Yep.
Wow.
What?
Yep.
Wow.
Remember, there was a Gwinpool and Invincible matched together for of Invincible #1. I'm just waiting for that patiently to take over.
Which one?
Oh yeah. Yeah, it was it was like it was like an error or something, right? They like
Yes.
was that the one that they sent out as like the A cover and they weren't
Yeah.
supposed to?
Yeah, it was supposed to be a retailer variant that they just got bombarded.
Yeah.
So
I remember that.
The black and white is more the black and whites out there than all the color ones.
Wow.
This is crazy to me. Look at that. $130.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah. This team up run was really good. Kirkman did the whole run of this Marvel team up when they brought it back.
The Marvel team, wasn't there one with X-23?
Yes, there was one with X-23, and she's in Wolverine's old school costume, I think, with the skull with the skull belt.
How can she fit his clothes?
What's that?
How can she fit his clothes?
I don't know. Yeah, tell me. Somebody like $137 when you were seeing that on the regular on this book is crazy. I never thought this book would even be worth $50, yet alone $150. That's awesome for anybody who's got this book. What is it? Yeah, high grade. And is there any graded?
I didn't see any.
Invincible is a fantastic series. It got better and better each week.
9.6.
9.6 over 300. That was like 10 days ago, but
yeah, that's going to change now. So, well, as a matter of fact, let's. I think I saw a graded one that was. I don't want to.
Oh, that's live.
Yeah, that's live. Yeah, look at that. There you go. 98560 with 39 bids.
Jeez.
So yeah, Invincible is
Red
super hot.
Yeah.
It's also because people can't find those early Invincible issues, so they want to grab something, right? So they want to grab those if they can't find those, and then they can't find that Noble Causes, Family Secrets issue or whatever it is, which is super tough to find. Also, this is one of the other early ones to find, right? So I could see people going towards it. Dope book. Very dope book. All right, 226 live viewers again. Thank you everybody that's hanging out. I see a lot of YouTube comic book community people in the chat tonight. Shout out to Newbie Comics.
Yes,
shout out to JJ Maxwell,
Yes,
Ultra Maximus.
Yes, sir.
Wonder World Comics.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, a lot of cool people in the chat tonight. Cool comic guy. Patrick is always in the chat. Yeah, Joe's doing a lot of cool people. Thank you for hanging out.
Vinny Kumar in the building.
Vinny Kumar in the building. It seems like he always shows up. Anytime we talk about like cards or Dinesh, or it's like his ears are ringing, right?
Vinny's the ultimate OG, along with Patrick.
Yeah,
ultimate OG.
Yeah. So shout out to everybody hanging out with us. Let's get on to number 2 on the list this week. This is kind of a twofer for number 2. Venom Carnage, number 2, and number 1. I think you have on there.
So why is number 1 not on there? I mean, like, show them. I don't get it.
All right, so number 1 is just the first appearance of Patrick Mulligan.
Gotcha.
Number 2 is the first appearance of Toxin. So,
ooh,
yeah. So these are, and I'm always confused. I'm always confused. Like if Riri Williams is popular, but is she gonna be popular because she's Riri Williams or because she's Ironheart?
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
And this is kind of the same case. So is the character like the super or the mutated character, is that the most popular? But not always. I mean, like, it's so different. Like it's so confusing. And these are clearly about the same print run. They're not that big of a difference. They both have wild, covers. They're not, anything, special, or it's not like Toxins on the cover or anything like that on either one of them. So,
yeah.
But
put it like this: Cletus Cassidy, it's a good book, but everybody wants the 361.
Yeah,
he want Carnage.
Well,
Same
yeah.
thing here.
Everybody
Same thing with
wants,
the
when it
Riri.
comes to the symbiotes, I think that it's always when they join with the symbiote, which is not consistent across other things. But yeah, you think about Venom, you think about Carnage. It's not the person, it's the combination.
Yeah. That can go for any character.
It could.
Yeah.
It could, but it's not always the case. I mean,
Yeah.
I think the Riri case is probably one of the first, or one of the rare times where everybody knows her as Riri, but doesn't know her as Ironheart. But people are starting to notice her as Ironheart from Iron Man 3 when she gets the name and costume. Shout out to Newbie.
yeah, I mean, there's a lot of characters that are. I think there's a lot of characters like that. I mean, and nowadays I don't want to say speculators or people that are trying to flip these books try and make everything a first appearance, whether or not it is or isn't. That's not really a first appearance. That's a first cameo, and now we're going to do second cameo, and this is a first full but not named, and it's just a way to sell a bunch of books. To be honest, I mean it's all it is. It's just it's a big game. First cover is now a big thing. Oh, what's their first cover appearance? Well, it was 3 years after their first actual appearance. Does you really care? I mean, no. But I mean, look at Venom. I mean, the Venom. What is it? The SpiderMan. The first SpiderMan cover. What is it? 319, 312, whatever the number that was. I mean, that's $1,000 book now. When you could have bought that 5 years ago for all day for $5 or $10. I mean,
yeah.
So who knows? I don't know. Somebody is pushing one way or the other just to be able to sell more books. But I don't know. I don't know if this Toxin character is really going to be anything or not. But he popped up in the trailer, or the Patrick Mulligan character did. So I don't know if it's going to be a thing or not be a thing. What did you guys think of the Venom trailer?
I didn't think the trailer was that well done, honestly. But like,
I think it's a little too funny for me. I mean, I get it. I just hope that when the actual movie there, it's a little bit darker. I want it to be dark, funny, like really dark humor.
Yeah.
But
the humor just didn't really land for me for some reason. I didn't think it wasn't like the jokes didn't hit the way I think at least for me, the way I think they were targeted to hit.
I'm a fan of Tom Hardy. I think he's one of the best actors out there right now, and I'll basically watch whatever he's in. If I'm not going to not watch it, if it's on. But was the first one good enough to make you want to see the second one? I don't know.
Are they going for an R rating? Because I've always thought that if they do Carnage, if they do Carnage and it has to be, and it's really Carnage, it has to be an R. It's got to be a hard R. Yeah. Right.
I really wish they would do it that way. That would be awesome.
And basically just let Woody Harrelson just
natural born killer it.
And just go full. Full out on it.
Will we see him after the movie? Do you keep your ASM 361s, or do you move them?
Move them. Move those things now, in my opinion. Right now, I think they're hotter than they'll be in 6 months from now. That's my opinion, though.
9.6s on that book are just 9.8s. Because 9.8s just don't exist for that. But they stopped giving 9.8s a long time ago.
Yeah, I sent in 2 that were 9.8 all day, every day.
Crispy.
Yep. Came back 9.6s. So, yeah, I say sell them. I say sell all your Carnage books now. I say unless some of those really rare ones like Maximum Carnage, the video game variant.
I like that Made in America when you get this flag. That's fire. Yeah. That's just PC all day.
Yeah. You mean the Carnage USA one?
Yes.
Yeah. I love the Uncle Sam one too. When he's Uncle Sam. Yeah, I think that other than the really rare ones, I think everything else is sell right now. Pull a good old Nico and start selling those investment lots. So we'll see what happens.
Nico's regretting selling all his books, though. I don't know what you want to pull a Nico.
253 people watching before.
That's crazy.
Yeah, before we go on to the number one book, again, I want to remind everybody, check out JP's Budget Collecting.
Yes.
Thank you, JP, for hanging out with us tonight. We
thanks
really
for the invite.
appreciate it.
JP, his live is probably one of the only lives that can sit through the whole thing. It's just because it's just info. It's just, no, because it's just information. Constantly, you get constantly hit with information that you care about as a collector. Like how you break it down. Like I'm a total fan of you. Like I'm not making this shit up.
Well,
do you guys want to take your chat somewhere else?
Yeah, now we're losing live viewers. No more of this, guys. I also want to remind everybody, go check out the Tales from the Flipside IG, and don't forget to watch the Old School Comics episode 1 with the Promise collection, which is absolutely amazing. One of the greatest stories in comics. Also check out tomorrow night on Modern Comic Mayhem. I'll be hanging out with the guys and talking a little bit more about it. If you want to hear more about it tomorrow night, they're also going to be doing their top 5 Millar stories. And it's going to be a lot of fun. So make sure to check out the Saturday night show, Modern Comic Mayhem, if you want to hear more about the collection, or watch Old School Comics episode 1. All right, on to number 1 this week. Yeah, we all knew, I think, this was going to be the book. At least in a lot of the chats, a lot of people were talking about this book like crazy right now. Bitterroot number 1 at number 1.
Told y'all years ago.
Yeah. Sanford Green, man. Sanford Green is a badass.
I say, yo, this book right here is going to be crazy in a couple of years.
Yeah, Ben, you talked about the Akira homage too, right? That's
Oh yeah, the Akira homage, and I don't know why I didn't buy one of those a long time ago.
But one,
man,
right?
But my gosh, I mean, I didn't know that this was option. Somebody sent it to me and said, "Hey, Bitterroot was option." And I was like, "Really?" I didn't know. And then they said Regina King and Legendary Pictures, and I'm like,
boom.
Wow, that is like the trifecta of what needed to happen. Like that was like that's like the perfect storm for it.
And she nominated a Oscar nominated director, Regina King.
Yeah,
on a Bitterroot project.
Yeah.
Come on.
Somebody got the Magnolia and the Purple Rain cover for less than $50. So
if I were buying, now obviously you always go for the A cover, but if I were buying that, I love the Magnolia. I like the Magnolia cover. So
you can't go wrong with either. None of them actually.
No, they're all pretty good. But man, that Akira homage is
awesome. But do not sleep on that Savage Lands variant. I mean, Borderland. I'm sorry, the Sugar Ray Robinson variant, because it's got like the boxer.
Which one is that?
Have Brian pull up when you get a chance.
Yeah. Here's the Akira one for everybody that wants to see it.
That's not Bitterroot. That's 7 Secrets.
Oh, that is 7 Secrets. Jesus, hold on. Sorry.
Put up Borderlands.
I told you I'm a professional podcaster.
Right there.
Oh gosh, 190.
Yeah.
That's raw. You know what I mean? And it's signed.
Yeah, that is dope.
Signed by who?
It could be David Walker, could be Chuck Brown. We had Chuck Brown on the show a couple of weeks ago. Shout out to my man.
That one's double signed.
Yeah. So the boxer variant, I thought it was Joe Louis. Somebody had to correct me. I was like, nah, Joe Louis wasn't around in that time. That's Sugar Ray Robinson. So you're right. You're absolutely right.
Dual signed by Sanford Green and Chuck Brown.
Yeah.
Chuck Brown, real good people. Sanford Green, real good people. Yeah. David Walker is intense as a motherfucker. Good people though.
Yeah.
Bitterroot
Sanford Green is a super, super underrated artist in my opinion. One of the baddest mofos out right now. That's for sure.
What issue is this up to?
11 came out last week.
Just 11?
Just 11. Wow. It went on the crazy hiatus. So you know what we're doing tonight. If you guys are late to the show, been speaking about this book for a long time. You know how we do it during the chat. If I personally speak about a book, I'm going to give it away. Here we go. What? No, sorry.
See, you're a professional podcaster too.
You're
I'm like, man, that didn't look like Bitterroot at all.
Yeah. There it is.
First print. All you gotta do is come to chat, say what up. You ain't gotta dance. You ain't gotta take up devil's balls. You ain't gotta do none of that. You ain't gotta tag your friend, tag your nieces, tag your baby mother. You ain't gotta do none of that. Just come through, sit in the chat, say what up. Your name onto the wheel of names, the muffin wheel, as we call it, and you're getting a pretty good stack of goodness.
Well,
Cool.
I mean, you can see that Bitterroot's already. I mean, it's $100 to $125. Yeah.
I'm giving that away. Come on, who does this?
Well,
Only drink in chat.
number one on the list tonight, Bitterroot. And if you guys make sure to check out Drunken Chat immediately following this over on Mighty Mel V's YouTube channel, you have a chance to win the number one book, Bitterroot, tonight. So make sure you hang out. Again, JP, thanks for hanging out with us.
Thanks for
Absolutely.
This was fun.
Next week, we're going to try and get another community member on. Make sure everybody out there, if you guys want to see a comic YouTuber on this show, let us know who you want to see. Put it in the comments below, and we'll try to get them on. And let your other, your shows that you like out there, let them know that you want to see them on the show too. I'd love to do the best we can to strengthen this community on YouTube. We're starting to grow a little bit here, and our hobby is really blowing up. So let's do something about it. Shout out to everybody in the chat tonight. Thank you for hanging out, and we'll see you guys.
One more thing I want to give. Got word that a wrestler that we all know, New Jack, aka Jerome Young, died. That one hit home for me. I don't want to really get into it, but I knew him, and rest in peace, man.